Hello everyone. What I'd like to do today is I'd like to walk through the exercises in Chapter 3 of your textbook. This is what we would normally do in class after I demonstrate a new equation or a new method, is to work through some of the problems. So what we're going to do is look in Chapter 3 of our textbook, and I'm going to go through most but not all of the odd exercises in Chapter 3. So starting with page 97, and if you want to follow along with your book, I will pause and give the answers for all of the questions that we cover. You might want to try some of these on your own. Let's start with number 1. So the first question asks you to identify the mode for each of the sets of data. The mode is the number that appears most frequently, and the easiest way to tell how frequent a number is in a distribution is to do a frequency distribution chart. So let's look at A. A has 5 numbers. It has a 1, a 3, a 7, a 7, and a 7. So the number 1 appears 1 time, the number 3 appears 1 time, and the number 7 appears 3 times. So which number is the mode? The mode is 7. It appears 3 times out of the 5. So this isn't that difficult. Again, it's a counting exercise. Let's take a look at another one of them. Let's look at E. E has a lot more digits. I'm going to skip the reordering, and I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the range of values here. The lowest number I see is a 5. The highest number I see appears to be, let's say, 15. So for E, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I hope this fits. 15. Now I'm just going to go through them one by one. So the first digit is 11. 11 appears once. The next digit, 9. 9 appears once. The next digit is 13. And I'm just going to go on down through the list. We got our first repeater, 12. And then 10. And 8. And 15. And 5. And last but not least, 12 again. So, after going through all that, got a little bit of a sideways bar chart here. If I was better at this, I would have written them all in a straight line. I have 3 12s. I have 1 of every other number. So for E, the mode equals 12. Okay. Let's make some room. Let's go ahead and do C. C, looking at it, the set of numbers, I want to say it's 8, just because I see 8 the most. But again, we got to double check. Let's do this the right way. So I have 8, and I've got 22. I've got another 8. And then, let's see, we've got 10, we've got 9, we've got 8, we've got 12, we've got 7, and we've got another 8. I've done this, again, a slightly different way. Instead of writing them all out in dashes, I just put them in a row. I can look at it in this column. They all appeared once. This column, second time, third time, fourth time, whatever, it doesn't matter. I've got 4 8s. Mode equals 8. Okay, so here's what I would like you to do. I'd like you to pause the video right now, and I'd like you to try F. And get an answer. Seriously, go grab a piece of paper, sit down, let's work out F. And when you have an answer and you're ready to go, hit play and you'll watch me do it and we'll see if we did it the same way. So hit pause now. Did you hit pause? Yeah, if you didn't hit pause, let's just go ahead. Alright, F. I've got a bunch of digits. They range from, it looks like 2 to 12. Let's do this one more different way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, let's go down through our list. 7, that's 1 unit. 3, 1 unit. 14, oops, 1 unit. 9, 1 unit. 7, a second unit. 6 gets a unit. 4 gets a unit. 7 gets another unit. 4 gets a second unit. Hopefully your piece of paper didn't erase it like mine just did. Watch your fingers on the pen. 10 gets a unit. 4 gets a third unit. 2 gets a unit. 8 gets a unit. 5 gets a unit. 11 gets a unit. And last but not least, 12 gets a unit. So, for 1F, we actually have 2 modes. We have 7 with 3 units, and we have 4 with 3 units. The mode equals 4 and 7. There we go. If you want to hit pause and do the last 2, I'll do that. You can do B and D. Those are the last 2 remaining. And if you don't want to hit pause, I'll give you the answers right now. So hit pause. And for B, the mode is 3. It appears 1, 2, 3 times, 3 out of the 6 times. And for D, the mode equals 5. Look at all these 5s. Okay. So hopefully you now know how to count. Again, I apologize, but we're in chapter 3. You're in college. Back to 6th grade math. Question number 3. Calculate the median for each of the following sets of data. Now, median. When we calculate the median, we're looking for the middle. In an odd number, this is easy because we're looking for the number that's in the middle has the same number on both sides. If we have an even number of data points, we're looking for the average of the 2 middle data points. So the first thing we're going to do whenever we calculate the median is we're going to count how many data points we have. So let's start with the easiest one. Let's start with A. A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data points. N equals 5. To find the median of an odd number of observations, the median equals n plus 1 divided by 2 score. N is 5. Five plus 1 divided by 2. 5 plus 1 is 6 divided by 2. I'm looking for the third score. Okay, so let's take a look at our data set. We're looking for the third score. I'm going to take my data and I'm going to rearrange it in order. 3, 4, 6, 7, and 10. Actually, that is in order. The 1, 2, third data set, the number is 6. So the median is 6. Let's do another one. Let's see, an easy one is F, because this is the same one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have 6. So we went from an odd number to an even number. This is where we're going to have to find the average of the two in the middle. 3, 5, 5, 6, 9, and 10. So what do? The median is equal to n divided by 2 score plus n divided by 2, plus 1 score. And because this is two numbers, we're going to divide it by 2. N in this case is equal to 6. 6 divided by 2 plus 6 divided by 2 plus 1. So we need the third score and the fourth score divided by 2. The third score, 1, 2, 3, is 5. The fourth score is 6. Five plus 6 divided by 2 is 5.5. So the median is equal to 5.5. Some of this you could have just looked at, right? I need the number that's here in the middle. What's in the middle between 5 and 6? 5.5. But let's say you have a really long data set. You might need to pause, do the math, rather than just when you're looking at 5 or 6. So I'm going to ask you to hit pause, and I'd like you to do G, and then when you come back we'll do G together. Or you can be impatient and you can not hit pause and watch me do G. Your choice. Okay, you're back. You hit play. G. G has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I counted 10 digits for n. N equals 10. So if I do my equation, 10 divided by 2, that's the fifth case, plus 10 divided by 2 plus 1. That's the sixth observation. Take that divided by 2. So let's find the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth observation is 17. The sixth observation is 22. 17 plus 22 divided by 2. 17 plus 22 is 39. If my math is correct, G is 19.5. There we go. Hardest thing in this was counting to see how many numbers I had, and I had 10. Once I did that, 10 divided by 2, 10 divided by 2 plus 1, find the fifth and the sixth, add them together, take the average, 19.5. Okay, so why don't you hit pause if you want to, and I will write and figure out, well, I'll do E and H. Go ahead and do those, and when you hit unpause, I will write the answers down. E, the median is 32, and E, they were a little tricky because they didn't write those ones in order for you, right? 27, 24 out of order. So the first step you had to do was put them in order yourself. And H was the second one. Median for H is 10. So hopefully you got those right. Let's move on to the next question. The next question, calculate the mean for each of the following sets of data. So we have a group, we're going to add them together because our mean is equal to the sum of x divided by n. So the first thing we do is work with A. 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5. 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 5 is 12. So the sum of x equals 12 divided by n. N is the number. 4 observations. 12 divided by 4 is 3. There we go. Let's check another one. I'm going to do this a slightly different way. Let's do B next. Okay. B, I'm looking at the numbers, they're all in order. I'm going to do this as a frequency distribution table. So when it comes to 3, 3 appeared one time, 5 appears twice. For 7, 7 appears twice, 8 appears twice, and 11 appears one time. Okay, so we can use the frequency distribution table as a way of finding our mean if we use the following equation. X bar equals the sum of fx divided by n. So how do I get fx? Fx is just multiplication. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10. 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 2 is 16. And 11 times 1 is 11. Take the sum of fx. 3 plus 10 is 13. 13 plus 14 is 27. 27 plus 16 is 43. Plus 11 is 54. Divided by n. N. How many observations do we have? Well, n is actually the sum of f. The number of frequent times an event is in the database. So it's the sum of the frequencies. N equals the sum of f. Okay, so 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 54 divided by 8. 54 divided by 8. The answer is 6.75. You can use your phone if you need to. If you want me to walk through, I can show you how you can do it long division wise. Right? Remember this from school, 54 divided by 8. 6 times 8 is 48, and 7 times 8 is 56, so the first number is 6. 6 times 8 is 48. And then you drop down the 0. I just did this. 7 times 8 is 56, but 8 times 8 is 64, so 7 times 8, 56 divided by, there we go, we got a 4. Need to drop down another 0. Happens to be that 5 times 8 is 40, and my remainder is 0, which is great because I'm out of space. So there we go. Again, 6th grade math, 5th grade math. It's really important to statistics. Alright, so let's erase all this. And make room for B. X equals 6.75. Alright, none of these are any harder than that. I just wanted to show you a couple different ways, one using a frequency distribution table and the other one using just simple addition. This is not that hard. We're going to go ahead and skip to the next question. Number 7. Identify the mode in each of the following frequency distribution tables. Easy. Mode, most frequent. So we can look for the F that is the highest, which in this case is the 6. Or this is a cumulative frequency distribution as well. Or, sorry, not cumulative. This is gives us the percentage as well. Sorry. 38% is there. That's the highest number. All you need to do is find the highest number. 8 is higher than everything else. There you go. This is really not that hard. Let's think of this one. Okay, if a variable with n equals 25 has a mean of 3.25, what is the value of the sum of x? Okay, well, I can intuitively do this one way, which is to say the sum of all the x's is the mean times n. I got 25 numbers, they're all 3.25, multiply them together, I should get the sum. But I want to make this just a little bit harder on ourselves, because let's think about this. The equation is x bar equals the sum of x divided by n. 3.25 is our x bar, our n is 25, and we need to solve for e of x. Flashback to, again, middle school math, this 3.25 is actually 3.25 divided by 1, and in order to move things around, you would do cross products, and so by doing that we get 1 times the sum of x equal to 3.25 times 25. 1 times anything is that something, and then for 3.25 times 25, the answer is 81.25. Again, thinking back, 3.25 times 25, 5 times 5 is 25, 2 here, 5 times 2 is 10, 2 carry the 1, 5 times 3, there we go. We've got 16.25, add a 0, 2 times 5 is 10, okay, this time we're going to put a 1, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 2 times 3 is 6, there we go. Went back to elementary school for this one. That's our answer. Okay, let's look at a real question, one where we actually have to think a little bit. Number 11. What makes you happy? Participants in research experiment reported their levels of happiness and the amount of time spent alone versus with friends or family. The researchers found that people who were reportedly very happy spent more time with friends and family, and concluded that sociability may be related to happiness. Let's take a pause here, okay? Which one's the dependent variable? What's the outcome? The outcome that they're interested in is happiness. What's the independent variable? Well, the independent variable is time with friends and family, or what they call sociable. So as sociability goes up, happiness should go up. So we got some data here. Following data represent the number of hours 8 very happy people spend with friends and family per day. The data below are representative of the study's findings. So the data is just a subset of the people who are very happy. So we have measures of the dependent variable, very happy people. And what this is a measure of the independent variable, the number of hours. So let's go through and take a look at this. 1. Calculate the number of scores. Well, they already told me that, right? I already know how many participants I have. N equals 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The sum of scores, the sum of x. So what here is x? Well, it's the number of hours that are the sum of scores. So let's add these together. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 7 is 15. Plus 5 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. 24 plus 5 is 29. 29 plus 5 is 34. 34 plus 7 is 41. The sum of x equals 41. B. Calculate the mode, median, and mean. Okay, mode. Mode is the one that is most frequent. So we've got, taking a look here, don't be blinded by the fact that we're going to ignore this column altogether because I don't want to trick myself. Taking a look at it, I have 8 numbers. I have a 3. Start at the beginning. I have a 5. I have a 3. I have a 7. I've got another 5. I've got a 4. I've got another 5. I got another 5 and another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got all 8 values there. Mode is equal to 5. The median. Okay, well now I've got to think about my data in its order. And I shouldn't have just erased that, but I did. So let's put these in order. I remember that I had 4 5s, and I've got a 3, and I've got a 4, and then I think I had 2 7s. Okay. So what's the median? Well, what's the number in the middle? N is 8, so I have to find the average of the middle 2 observations. 8n divided by 2 is 4. This is the 4th observation here. 8 divided by 2 is 4 plus 1 is this observation here, the 5th observation. I have to add these two numbers together and then divide by 2, or I can just say, hey, wait, they're the same number. The median is 5. Alright, and the last thing is the mean. The mean of this is the sum of x divided by n. I've got the sum of x as being 41. My n is 8. Uh-oh, it's not going to be 5. This is actually 5.13 according to my calculator. But pretty good for a distribution. They're all about the same. And that's the last question for that. Okay, moving on. Alright, last question for this little video. On your own, generate a set of data where the mean, median, and mode are the same, and then create a figure for these data. How would you describe the shape of this distribution? What they're trying to do is to get me to create a distribution that is symmetrical, that is a normal distribution, because in a normal distribution the mean, the median, and the mode are all the same. They're right on top of each other. So, easiest way to do this, I know that the mode is the one that is most frequent, and I'm going to put the most frequent number in the middle. So my favorite number is 4. It needs to be the most frequent, so there has to be multiple 4s. So there, my modal number is 4, my median number in the middle is 4, and my average is 4. There you go. But that's not a very shapely distribution. So let's round this out a little bit. Let's put some numbers on the side. Let's put a 1 over here, so the gap between here and there is 3. And let's put another 3 over here. A 1, a 4, a 4, and a 7. So I've changed my distribution, so let's just double check. Do I still have the most number of 4s? Yes. Is the median number in the middle 4? Yes. Is the mode, or is the mean, mode and median are both 4? Let's check mean. 1 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 7. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 7 is 20. 20 divided by 5 numbers is 4. So how is this going to look as a distribution? Well, 4 is in the middle, and it goes up 3 units. 1, 2, 3. 1 is out here, 7 is out here, it goes up 1 unit. There we go. There's our distribution. Okay. Whew. Nothing hard. Lots of things that you can do in different ways. You can stick to the equations, you can do a lot of counting, rearranging, but I just wanted to walk through these exercises to show you the relationship between mean, median, and mode, different ways that you can calculate them. And that's enough math for today. See you all soon. Thanks.